think the town limits, the boundary line has a little bit of something to do with this whole discussion.
Well, I understand that.
The paper I gave you
But
last
do not
meeting.
Then do you wanna put out that you don't wanna serve, because then they're gonna relocate business.
No, we're not saying that, but,
We've
on
got to
top of
come
that hill, we can't do it.
Yeah, Dave's
We
got
can
something.
down west, we can south, and we can east,
I
but
understand.
that's on a hill
But
there.
eventually, I think it's gonna start affecting other areas. You know, it's hitting there first, because that's our highest point. The design for that tank should have been taller for a booster station at the time it was put in. That
But
thing
it
should
would
have
be
been taller.
$100,000 to make it taller, wouldn't it?
Now would be, you'd have to drain
And
it.
we don't have it.
Why can't we go back to the people that put it in?
Pardon me?
Can we not go back? to
Yeah, I don't know what the engineer, when the engineers act, of course, that new line that was run out past there, used to be a 2-inch on the west side of the road. They changed, went to a 4-inch. I don't know when that was done. But supposedly that's when the problem got worse. The engineer tells me it shouldn't have made it worse, but the people on the line said it did.
Well, we've got Mrs. Thomas satisfied, we've also got another customer that wants the same thing,
And you know that's gonna,
and,
we can't afford it.
I don't,
Can I state?
Yeah.
I did speak with Rhonda from SIDC to ask about
Yeah.
funding on this, and, she is, willing to come to a meeting.
She come to a meeting, and Rhonda, I've talked to her about it before. The first thing she's gonna say is, when's your rate structure done?
Yeah.
yeah,
That's exactly, why don't you raise
Also,
rates
on the-
if you
on the
can't
sewer
afford it?
grant.
There's
It's the
also
first thing's gonna happen.
a grant that we would qualify for, like, for 7 years, and
Yes.
that would end, the end of February, we would
Yes.
qualify for that, so. There is
You have to
possibility.
apply by the end of February, is that what
No,
you're-
that's when
Every
the end of the
7
7 years would be.
John, I'll take
the
that
end
for
of
action.
February, so we can
Put
apply
me down, I'll
after
take that for
February.
action on SIDC. Dave's got something.
oh,
I just wanted to ask is there any way that the rural water system can be used, sell that line off to them some way and let them have those customers? Can you not do something like that? Or do they have lines out there? I don't know.
they end at Walton's on the highway, I think.
But out in, further out in the country, there's none that would come back up this way?
I don't know if they come in on that back road or not, Dave.
You'd rather not give away customers, and
No.
that's gonna be a growth area out that way, I think.
Can you,
I just,
can you do any kind of interconnect, what's that, you can do an interconnect for boosted pressure?
we talked about that
Talk
emergency
about-
only.
Well, not even just emergency, but as a,
Well, I think, rural water had some issues
We got big
last year, with all the turkey houses and the farmers they have on there, that they were limiting it to them. I don't know that, there was talk a few years back, like John said, joining them with a, pressure lock where we couldn't backflow onto each other.
right,
But that never was done.
Well, what we had,
It would be to help us in an emergency or help them in an emergency. Well, we're not really in a position to help someone in an emergency right now.
what we had out there is a number of people put their own pressure booster system on. Well, we did this one for Thomas.
Oh, it's gonna come back by the time.
There's 2 or 3 that took that expense themselves, Dixon and some others.
That was just a temporary thing done for them. I mean, I didn't have an answer. We had some kind of pressure there.
The answer's
I know.
money.
The state will not accept it.
I'm not,
Yeah, I
I'm okay
know. I
with
just
what
wanna
we've
make sure
done.
it's on record.
The answer's money. Okay. One of these that we'll look at, and it's gonna, and I hate to bring this up, but what's probably gonna come up is more sewage capacity also. We know that's gonna hit us too, in the long term. I'll get in the phone with Rhonda. I'll talk to her, maybe a conference call, but I'll have to get you involved. But we need to get started on this grant money right away.
Yeah, and, I think maybe let the state know that we are working on it, let them know what we've had Midwest engineers identify the problem.
well, I would like to look into the legalities of all our requirements, just a little bit, not enough to raise suspicion, but enough to, so we in our own mind know that we're not going down a road that,
And the big problem is annex, okay? One of the things, you look long term and you say, okay, what's the chance of Odon's business and people moving west? It's pretty good, you know, long term. So you say, okay, we're gonna need to provide water and sewage and everything else like that if that happens. The answer right now is no, we couldn't. Or east or south, you know, it's the same thing. We've got to look at long-term solutions, and it hasn't been looked at. The infrastructure is, you know, so old, it's pathetic. And, you know, to me, this is.
Rural water, that's a booster pump there on, as you turn to go right.
Old highway, yeah.
Why would that cost $150,000?
Well, number one, you're probably gonna have to use Davis Bacon prevailing wage, which is usually a big cost. Everything has to be duplicated, so you've got one big motor and pump. You have to have it duplicated in case the system goes down, you've got your backup there to keep the pressure up. You're gonna have your engineering fees, you're gonna have, if we knew how to engineer, possibly get the state approval on it, so you'd all have to be submitted to the state and approved. And, fit it out ourselves possibly. I think we could get into a nightmare there.
But if we build it,
If we didn't have the right engineering on it.
You're right.
if we build a system like that, we'd only be providing to half a dozen people.
You're right.
It's not cost effective at all.
Not these-
I don't know if that'd necessarily be true, depending on where it was located at. We may be able to better serve some other areas. I think out towards your end, Rita, you said you have low pressure.
I do.
Depending on where they would locate that at, it may be able to assist in how the lines are ran.
That are sewage.
I don't wanna hurt you.
You see the lines.
Okay, we'll move